Okay, so this is gonna, it's gonna move a little bit. You got to be real careful, not to puncture anything. And then this is gonna allow this to move forward, and then I'll be able to pull the fan out through here. Now I'm gonna do this. The problem right now I'm having is that it's still under pressure, and I'm gonna have to wait till this thing cools down. I don't want to take that out and have some pressure come back at me. So, all right, so I'll be back. This is just a number 10 down here, number 10, number 10. There is a connector back right here you got to disconnect, because that's what tells, like if your hood's open, there's a little switch down at the bottom. And then this, you just kind of lay it aside over here. Make sure you don't short it out to your positive battery there. All right, be back. So here it is. This is the wire that you gotta be mindful of, and there is a little holder right here. There's a clip that goes into the body underneath there, and it slides in here, and so you first undo it, and then you gotta undo this off that clip, and then just kind of put this over here, just like so. Okay, now this guy, the actual fan and the shroud and all that stuff has two bolts up here, and they're number 10s, and there's two at the bottom. The ones at the bottom, you don't have to pull out of the way, because they kind of fit in like this, and then you tighten the screw. So those, you just loosen them at the bottom. Hopefully that they're not so rusted. The last car I did this to, both of the bolts were so rusted that they broke when I tried to take them off. And I told the owner, I said, hey, look, unless we pull the radiator and you put a new radiator, and then have to order, there's a nut that goes behind here. I know it's hard for y'all to see that, but there's definitely a nut. As a matter of fact, you know what, let me show you how it's set up down there, and that way you can see. And so you can see that there's a nut like this, but it's down the bottom. And what happened, the nut, it got so rusted when I was undoing it, it broke. And basically the nut's being held in there by this plastic. Well, the owner says, you know what, just put it in, let it go. I want to say down at the bottom it does slide into a little channel, and then the nut's there. So up here you just loosen these two. Now there's a nut right here, right there, that holds this, and there's a nut right here that I'm going to have to loosen. Obviously this guy, I think I can pull off. Yeah, you know what, I'll be able to pull this off without having an issue. I'll just kind of undo that, and then I'll pull the bottle out through here, and then that's enough room right there to get the fan out through there. Okay, all right, and there's a connector and stuff, and the connector has a wire. God, I don't know, that's hard to see. Let me see if I can shine some light down there. There's this wire right here, that wire right there that I'm pointing to. You definitely got to undo from there, and then way down over here, that one, and then obviously this whole thing comes out. You disconnect from there, from here, and then you can pull it out. Okay. At the bottom, I think you do have to go through the bottom of the car. Way down there, there's some holes where you can stick your hands through there and undo it. All right. Okay, so I've loosened the two bolts that are holding the water bottle. I know you guys can't see it, but if we pull it forward, and that's exactly how we're going to get this fan shroud and all that, and then the actual brace that's holding, let me see if I can get it out of here. That just comes out. This kind of goes like that. Okay. There is liquid in here, so make sure you don't tip it over or whatever. I need to find a place for it. So it doesn't get tipped over. All right. Let's see if I can loosen these without breaking these. All right, that was easy. Reassembly. It's the ones at the bottom that that are probably going to get. Remember that water all kind of, as you know, you're driving through rain and stuff, water's coming in, or you're washing your car, and you're taking all this, you know, you're cleaning up here, but then all that soap and scum and everything are going down, and they can get into the threads of the screws down there, and then they start rusting them. So, yeah, it's a pain in the rear. That's coming undone fairly easy. All right, so I'm gonna stop here. I gotta get underneath the car. Yeah, hold it. Okay, so one of the things you gotta now get loose is that right there. That's a little wire. This one right here. I don't know if y'all can see my finger right there, but that's holding this wire. So you gotta undo that, either that or cut it, and then you order the actual, I'm not even sure if these are going to fit, but let me get one out of here. Might make it fit, but basically this guy. Okay, so I may just do that. I may just cut it and then put one of these. Here are all the clips that I have for the van. So right now we've got it loose. In a second, I'll have my son videotape me while I'm pulling this guy out. But then there's one here, there's one here, and then there's one way down there. Let me show you guys. There's one, that right there, let's see, that guy right there that the light is on, that one right there, you just undo it from the plastic, and then there's one down there. It's kind of hard to see, I know, that you got to get undone. And don't rip that one, because that's the one that goes to the compressor, if I'm not mistaken, turns on the compressor. So got to be real careful with these. Here I've already undid it right there. So that's where I'm at. Be back. All right, so whew, I managed to loosen the screws at the bottom. They're not bad. I will spray them with some fluid film so that they don't rust anymore. I've moved this up. I disconnected, I'll show you guys in just a second how I disconnected those wires, but what I had to do was loosen this up, pull it up, to stick my pliers down there to get the wire that goes to the compressor is on a clip on the side on this thing. So let me show you, and I'll show you how we got it out of here. I'm hoping that we'll be able to do it without damaging anything. Hoping that we can get it here. I know we didn't on the other van. All right. So it was okay. Managed to get it out. All right. So now I'm going to replace this. I'm not sure. It's loose. I don't know if it's the bearing that's gone loose in there, but it's making a really bad noise. That you hear that, and it sounds like it's just going to fall apart. So I bought the motor and a new fan, and I'm hoping that that's going to cure the problem. Okay. You can see these. All right. So the wire from here goes through this. I do have one of these new clips here, so I just cut it. Then the wire that goes from here to the compressor, it clips onto here, and then there's another little clip, and I managed to, the way I got it done was I loosened these guys, I pulled it up, then I was able to get my pliers in here to loosen the clip, and then once I got that done, I was able to pull it off of here, and then pull these two connectors off. Okay, so, but I do have an extra clip here. If you don't have these clips, you can just cut it and then just do a tie. Okay, be back. Okay, so I got this out, so now I'm just going to take this off, and let's hope that You know, it was wobbling so bad. I don't even know if it's... Wow. I don't know why it was wobbling that bad. I don't know where the problem is. Yeah, it kind of sounds like the bearing is a little bad. But, okay, so anyway, so I ordered a new motor. I ordered a new fan, thinking that maybe it had a little balancing thing here. It doesn't. I guess I could have reused this, but I'm going to replace it. And I did order a new nut also. You know what? I'm just curious. Let me see something. Yeah, I see it's still, I think the shaft is messed up. So, all right, anyway. Time to put a new one on, okay? All right, so let's take this off. And now this guy, we got to pull this guy off back here. Let's see, we got one here, one here. They're Phillips. So let me grab the Phillips screwdrivers that I have. You have some nice. All right, so let me get some more gloves. Okay. So I did order this is the part number. Is it focusing? This is the part number to the nut. Okay. I went ahead and did order the part number. This is a Honda motor. I just went ahead and stuck with it. You know, you could have bought, it was expensive. It's like $155 for the motor and like $58 for the fan and like $4 for the nut. You could have bought this whole assembly. You know, if you're in a pinch, I'm kind of the guy that likes to use original manufacturer parts. But you could have bought this whole thing for like $100 at O'Reilly's or something like that. The one video I have up there, when I did replace this for a buddy of mine, I believe he bought it at O'Reilly's, and it was like $90 including shipping. And apparently the van's still working for him. It's, you know, so anyway, let me put these on. God, these are really, I don't like these gloves because they tend to stick. Yeah, you can't have any moisture in your hands when you're putting these gloves on. So I'm going to pull this off, and we'll just put all this on backwards, and hope that it's going to work. Okay, so, and I know I forgot again to show you all what was happening, but as soon as you turn on the AC, you would start hearing a really, really bad like rumbling noise coming from this fan, and I think it's that play that I was showing you guys there. So I need to pull this guy off here. All right, I need to pull this guy off here. Pull this guy off here. It's okay, we can see everything. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna pull that guy off. This guy off over here. Then I'll pull the motor off here in just a second. And then we'll put it back on. And hopefully everything will be okay. So now we're gonna just kind of do this number here. There. Now, just so that y'all can see, I hope y'all can see it. Is that okay right there? The way you get these out, there's a clip on this side, and I think you push out and then push. Is that better? Okay, so you push down and then, okay, that guy right there. All right, that's how you get that off. All right, let's turn this down this way. And let's get this off of there. Let me see where that is. It's this way. All right. Alrighty. Let's get this off. These we gotta keep because we're gonna reuse them. Pull that side. Alright. Here's the new motor. Okay. It's made by Denso. I don't know. I don't know if y'all can see the number there. I mean, you may be able to order it that way and find it cheaper somewhere, but I don't know. You know, I could have maybe gotten it cheaper, but I don't know. Again, $150 for this thing. All right, so let's put this back on this way. That goes to the side right there. That goes like that. Alright, let's get this in there. And let me put this one over here. Let's get this one over here. And there probably is some torque specs for these. I'm just going to tighten them as tight as I can get them. Okay, so here goes. Ooh. Pretty tight. Pretty tight. Alrighty. Now, put this guy back here. Go to there. Let's see if I can go that way. Come on. Open up. There we go. And then this is going to go right through here, like so. And this is going to go right through there, like that. All right. And this is going to come down like that. Well, I didn't see how that went. It doesn't go that way. It doesn't go that way. It has to go this way. It's kind of bizarre how you would think that it would go that way to cover that wire, but it doesn't. Okay. So this is the way that goes. Interesting. That's the way it goes. All right. Just put it there. I want to start a screw. I didn't mention that. You kind of go backwards and you can hear that snap, and that lines up all the threads so that you don't strip the threads. All right. There. It's on there. That's on there. Okay, this I'm just gonna put it just a little bit further down here. Right there. Should be good right there. I'm just gonna give this one more quick this up real quick. Alright. Yoki. And I guess I could put some fluid on here so this doesn't rust, but I don't know how much longer I'm going to own this van. And that original one didn't have any type of grease on it or anything like that, so I'm not going to put any type of grease on there. So oh yeah, okay, there is no play. There's no play. So something's up with this thing. I don't know where the play is coming from. I don't know if it was from this going bad somewhere in here. I don't know. I'll ask that later, but now there's no play. There you can see that there's no play at all. So let me tighten it just a little bit more. Okay. We'll be back in just a second.
No. Who's that? Who's that?
Is it focusing?
Bring it here.
Okay, stop it. Go ahead and stop it. Just stop it.
Okay.
Well, let's try it. Let's see if this is recording. All right, so let me see if I get my finger there. That plug right there goes to the compressor, and that guy goes connected to the other connector right here, but then it has a clip that holds it right there. So you got to be real careful. What we did is we kind of loosened it, pulled this up, pulled this whole thing up to where I could get my hands in there and get it undone. And then this guy right here, this guy is going to go here, okay? And the number to that is this right here. That's the number. Come on, focus. There you go. That's the number to that. The fan, let's see, I think these were not, all right, here we go. This is the nut. And then this is the actual motor. And what we found out was, I don't know, let's see if we can see this. I hope it'll come through. What we found out was that it's cracking. It is cracking from right there. From right there and right there. So it's cracking all around there, and that's where it's wobbling from. And eventually what happens is the fan comes undone and goes and hits the radiator, and that's what happened to a buddy of mine's car. And I do have a video on that, but we couldn't figure it out. We didn't mess around trying to figure it out, but I figured it out with mine. So that's what happens. And the noise just sounds like there's something loose, and you know it's coming from this fan because you turn off the AC and then it turns off, the noise goes away, and then you turn on the AC and it comes back up. So, all right, I'm going to put the thing back together. I'm not necessarily going to show how to put it all back together, and I'll show how it's running later. Okay, so after installing the condenser fan and everything, it's definitely running very, very nice. It's not wobbling anymore. I don't hear that nasty sound that I was getting. And it was definitely the hub that was the metal hub. And I'll take a macro shot of what was happening to it and put it up. There it goes. It just cycled. There it goes. It's coming on again. So it's basically the fan that it was going bad on it. Alright? It's okay. See you guys later.